Hi, my name is Dallas McKaig. I'm here today to do a reading with Brough. I've never had a reading before, so I'm kind of looking forward to what it's all about and not sure what to expect, but it should be very interesting. I think Carrie might have asked me to do this because I'm an interesting person and I have a lot that's maybe gone on in my life. And I guess when I was 13, my mother passed away, and then I was in a hurricane in Florida, Hurricane Andrew, and that was kind of traumatic in my life. And I think those issues, or those things that have happened in my life, were traumatic enough that have caused me to go into debt numerous times, and talking like $20,000 to $60,000 in debt, and in turn, like maybe needing some rehabilitation in ways of addiction. And it would just be neat if he can actually read into that or see into any of those issues. I would like him to maybe talk to me, see if he can read into, I guess, my mother's passing away. I don't know, I didn't treat her all the best before she passed away, and so, yeah. All my relationships with guys have kind of resembled the way that my father treated me when I was younger, which was not very nicely. And that's the guy that I'm usually attracted to, and it usually turns into a toxic relationship, which I totally recognize, but then I can keep falling back to it. So I'm just always going back to that kind of relationship, and
I have no idea about who I'm going to be reading today. Carrie has completely blindfolded me, as I asked him to, because the thing about readings is if you have any prior information, it could confuse the psychic. In other words, if I know that somebody has lost a boyfriend and wants to communicate with them in spirit, then I can't be sure if I'm getting a boyfriend when Uncle Bob comes forward. I might confuse Uncle Bob with the boyfriend, and then it's all confusing and it doesn't make any more sense. So the less I know, the better. I just get a funny feeling of a presence or an anxiety before spirit come around, and so I'm starting to feel that. I'm actually feeling like there's someone with us, and that's why I think that my client today is going to connect with someone in spirit. So Dallas, this I think would be your first reading ever. Is that right? Okay, so you've never experienced anything like this before. Okay, what I do is I'm a psychic medium, so I can pick up on things about your life, about personality, past, or even possibly spirit people. And I have to tell you that as we sit together, right away I have a spirit person coming forward. So I feel that there's been someone important to you that you've lost. Just give me a second. Everybody, there's a few family members that are excited, like a grandmother who's excited for you right now, so, and an auntie as well. And so I just have to ask them to step out of the room so I can get the main person. Okay, everybody in the hall, and then the one who's supposed to communicate with me, step forward. All right, she's very excited. This energy is of a woman who claims to be a mother figure, and she tells me that she is here for you. Now, can you relate, just yes or no, can you relate to a mother in spirit?
yes.
Okay, you can. Her presence is very strong. She makes me feel like she's always with you. She's walked with you for many years, so you lost her many years ago. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
She says, my daughter, I love... So this is not like a stepmom or a grandmother. This is your mother, isn't it?
Yeah.
She wants you to know that she has watched over you and she's proud of you, and you have to stop feeling like you disappoint her. Because you wonder in your mind, you're constantly wondering if she would be proud of your life, and you feel like you're not where you should be, and you feel like if only she were here, if only she had been here, you might have been somewhere else, or you may have been in a different position in life altogether by now, she makes me feel. And she wants you to stop with that, because she has been a part of your life and she's been guiding you. She's that voice in the back of your head that makes you think of your close friends, that makes you think of the few family members that are good. Because she tells me that your relationship with your family is fraught like sandpaper. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. It does? Okay, yes. Mom is here. Now she's talking about cancer. Did she pass with cancer? Yeah. Yes, she did. Okay. Because she wants you to know that she comes to you often. Often when you're in your dreams or sleeping, you'll see or feel your mother. You couldn't handle her passing. It was very difficult for you, so you tried to push her away at that age. You must have been 13 or 14. How old were you?
I just turned 13.
13. You couldn't handle seeing your mother deteriorate, and you had to push her away, and she says she understands that. She didn't take you seriously. She knew you loved her. And she hears you talking to her all the time, and she's the one who brings all these pennies to you in weird ways all the time.
Oh my God.
Did you find one today?
Yeah.
She said she wanted you to know she put them. Two of them are at your house, and you find them indoors, not on the street. They're weird ways that they come to you, aren't they? Your mother was putting those in your path to let you know she was with you and walking with you all day today. Now she wants to talk about something very important. She's telling me that things between you and your father are not good. She's telling me that things have been difficult between you and your dad. Does this make sense to you? Yeah. She says, Brough, after my passing, it's like he couldn't handle it, and he tried to make another family, or he tried to create another family, and it left my Dallas feeling left out. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. She says you don't have to feel alone anymore because you don't feel connected to your family. You feel like an orphan in a lot of ways. And she says that your friends are family. You know, they say, friendship is God's apology for family, I've heard. I like that refrigerator magnet. And that's what your mom is kind of saying. But she says she is with you every step of the way. And your mother says she loves you so much, and she always has, and she is a very big part of your life. And she's been guiding you because she tells me, she says, Brough, my Dallas, she doesn't know quite yet what she wants to be when she grows up. It hasn't all come together for you. You're still trying to figure yourself out. But she says, you should see how good she is with her creativity and her art and her nails and all these things that work on people and helping people. She says, forget about being a nurse. Forget about working with little kids. They drive you crazy. Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
Yeah? But you haven't made your decision about it yet. You didn't go into that field, right?
No.
But she wants you to work with your creativity. She says, you're so good on people. She says, my Dallas is so... She looks at something and she can make it beautiful in her mind. And you have to work with that, your mom says. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Your mother makes me feel like you are in a good place right now, but she really thinks you've been making bad decisions about men. This is the only thing she's going to be hard on you for. She says you have to stop trying to mother them all. She says that when you didn't have a mom in your life that was good after she was gone, you tried to, in a way, become the mother you didn't have, and you're not supposed to use that with men. You're supposed to do that for yourself. You're supposed to be kind to yourself, and part of being kind to yourself is learning how to say no. And that's something you're not doing enough of, your mother makes me feel, in your life. But she's very proud of you for cleaning up on something. I don't know if you had some kind of drug issue or medication issue, but she's very proud of you for dealing with this, cleaning up. You're going to be much better. Everything from this point forward, this year moving forward, is getting better because you're taking all these steps for yourself finally. It's like you're deciding to make the changes that you've held off for the last 3 years making. This has all been from your mother, and all of it comes to you with love tonight. So I thank you so much for being brave and coming on in and listening to your friend.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
When Brough did my reading today, he said lots of things that were true about my mother having cancer, and that it started in the chest and it went all through her body, and that afterwards my dad moved on very quickly with his relationship with the woman that he's still with to this day. And I do feel that I get separated kind of from the whole idea of family, and I probably alienated myself and put myself into the situations that I've negatively gotten into since then. But I'm trying to make positive changes. About 10 years ago, I graduated university, and I worked, I took New Media Arts at Ryerson University, and then I worked in the film industry for a couple years after that. I then moved on to go pay off my student loan to move to Korea for 2 years, and I taught children there. And then once I got back in about a month from living in Korea, moving back to Toronto, I started working at a retirement home in Toronto, and I've worked there for about 9 years. So just when he said that I shouldn't really go with that path of working with children and working with elderly, and that I have been highly considering going to back to school for continuing education in the medical field. I don't know now, like, it's just very difficult to get a job in the film industry, as we all know, like especially here in Toronto. But maybe my path will go there, but somewhere else. Maybe we all have ambitions of going to LA and making it big in LA, but we don't always get there. But maybe one day from this reading that I will maybe have the courage and self-esteem to get out of these bad relationships with guys and to move on with my life and think about myself and not anyone else. And yeah.